When was the last time you wore something or said something that truly reflected you? Always wear the cute shoes. That's been my personal mantra for a long time. And cute is not restricted as a description for shoes and miniature goats. It's a feeling. It's a way of showing up in the world that says, I know who I am and I am not afraid to take up space. This talk, however, is not actually about shoes. It's about what happens when we try to fit in by stepping out of who we are, and what opens up when we dare to step into our truth. It's about authenticity. Here's the idea I'd like you to consider. You're owning your individuality, your voice, your truth, your perspective is not just self-expression. It's not just a factor of self-esteem. It's authenticity. And I have found that when one person dares to show up authentically, it can offer permission for others to do the same. When we stand in our own shoes, we show people what difference looks like and how powerful it can be. So, I ask you to consider authenticity as a contribution to the collective. Let me connect the dots. As kids, many of us tried on our parents' shoes. We'd go clomping down hallways in oversized heels or boots or loafers. We did it to play. We did it to imagine our future selves. But those shoes, they never quite fit. They actually made us wobble. They made us slow, made us cautious. Thankfully, over time, we are taught how to wear the shoes that fit. The ones that keep us from wobbling. The ones that are expected for us. And those expectations don't just come from family. They come from school and fashion and culture and playgrounds and offices and meetings and parties. The need to wear what fits, what is expected, starts early and it travels with us. I started dancing at the age of 4, and I dare say that is the point at which my journey of wearing the expected shoes really began. One of my favorite photos from those early dance days is me in a green sequined cowboy outfit with a white cowboy hat and light tap shooters. I still keep that photo with me today, not because it captures a really cute costume, but because it captures what pure joy looks like. A child fully in their element, uninhibited, authentic. I thought I could be anyone in those shoes, and those shoes let me express myself fully. I was kind of a lanky dancer in those days because I grew to be the height you see today by age 11. I was so excited to be tall. And then I realized I was just an early riser. As the other dancers grew to be 5'6", 5'7", 5'9", here I was at 5'5" on a really good day. So those tap shoes became what we call character shoes. Basically, high heels with taps on them. Consequently, I also learned the value of balance at a very early age. Shoes have a balance point. Did you know that? Not just dance shoes, all shoes have a balance point. Okay. The next time you stand up, feel your weight in your shoes. Front to back, side to side, center. Find that spot where you stop wobbling. That's the balance point. As a professional dancer, I often had to wear heels to match my taller colleagues. And those shoes, they demand precision. Dance trained me to find my center, gave me strength in my legs, poise in my spine, and an acute awareness for the slightest shift in balance. That physical discipline became a gift I carried far beyond my dance days in the studio. That instinct for balance, I had to find my center. I had to remain nimble. Heels became natural. Balance became my superpower. And then came the shift I wasn't prepared for. When I moved from the performance stage to the corporate stage, the shoes came with me. The heels, not the taps. But the reactions changed. Sideways glances, comments about appropriateness, quiet judgment that grew louder in its implications of maybe tone it down. What? I mean, I wasn't wearing Gene Simmons platform boots with metal claws on them. I was wearing heels. Tall, yes, but still just heels. At first, I was stunned. Then I was self-conscious. I started wondering, are you listening to my ideas or just looking at my shoes? Fear of judgment echoed in my head, and so I started changing my shoes, wearing what was expected. I had one pair for the office, one pair for meetings, a third pair in my bag, just in case. But it wasn't about shoes anymore. It was about fitting in. When was the last time you walked into a room and commanded attention? Or do you walk into a room and look for the seat where you can be the least conspicuous? Or maybe you walk in a room and think, do I belong here? Psychologists have shown that the need to belong is as essential to us as food and shelter. Wow. But I dare to say that when the need to belong outweighs our authenticity, it becomes a trap. We begin trading uniqueness for approval. I was qualifying my message, my contribution based on what I thought would help me fit in. But you see, I wasn't just changing my shoes. I was changing who walked in the room. We will not continue to wear shoes that hurt or pinch, but we often will stay in roles, relationships, jobs that do not fit. Why? Because we think it's safer to waddle along than to stand tall in our truths? Imagine if every person in this room chose silence over authenticity. Imagine if we all decided to shrink just a little bit. Imagine the ideas, the innovations, the connections that would never exist. When we mute ourselves out of fear of judgment or discomfort, we do not just shrink presence, I believe we shrink possibility for everyone. Because authenticity is best when it's partnered with empathy for ourselves and others. Because I can stand in my truth, and I might be strong. But if I stand in my truth and I also honor yours, we can be stronger together. Because authenticity can find strength in empathy, the idea and willingness to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, to imagine the weight, the rhythm, the balance that someone else carries as they move through the world. My shoes may have been different from my peers, but my ideas were just as worthy of sharing. Picture a room where everyone brings their full, unedited selves, maybe in white tap shoes. Overwhelming? Probably. Do the ideas line up neatly? Probably not, but that's the point. It is in those differences that empathy can grow, where we learn to value the familiar voices and the unexpected ones too. But there is a catch. If we compromise our authenticity to fit in, how can we possibly expect anyone else to show up authentically? Empathy asks, have you walked a mile in someone else's shoes? Authenticity asks, have you walked a mile in your own shoes? I believe when we stand fully in our authenticity, we radiate empathy. Empathy encourages others to be authentic. Others being authentic can lead to more viewpoints being shared. More viewpoints can lead to more ideas, more innovation, more opportunity. Are you seeing the balance point? When we can find the balance between our own authenticity, honoring and encouraging others' authenticity, and walking with balance for our differences, we do not just move forward, we dance. And when one of us dances in our truth, we all have permission to dance in our truth. So, I hope when you leave here today, whether it's high heels or high tops, cowboy boots or wingtips, you find the shoes that fit you. You find your balance and you walk like you are wearing the cutest shoes ever. Thank you.